Hello and welcome to the Online Strength Coach Podcast, episode 115, Jump, Never Be Pushed. Okay, so this is more just a monologue on my part, a bit of a preamble as to what I want to do with the Cast Iron Strength brand and where I want to take it going forward into the coming weeks, months and years. Okay, so if you've been paying attention to my blog, or maybe less so if you follow the podcast, you'll know that I'm coming towards a bit of a life shift as regards employment status and what I'm going to be doing for a living going forward. So this is May 2017, and this is hopefully going to be my last month of employment with anyone or anybody out with of a contract of service or an agreement as a service provider, as opposed to a full-time employee. So if you know of me or you've been following me, you'll know that I've been working as a strength and conditioning coach within Scotland and Edinburgh, working with various individual sports, team sports, and for the last 4 years I've been working with professional rugby, with Edinburgh Rugby and the Scottish Rugby Union. As of May 31st, that part of my life journey, or that part of my employment, is going to come to an end, and I'm going into entrepreneurship, if you will. So currently I run two businesses, which are both profitable and fairly successful. One being my online strength coaching service, which I was trying to push the online strength coach brand, but it's never really took. It's really through the guise of Cast Iron Strength, or through word of mouth, as to where my online coaching clients have come from. So that is a reasonably successful business, and it will turn over enough that I can live off it reasonably comfortably if needed to. The other business or avenue that I'm currently involved in is my powerlifting, primarily a powerlifting club now, but barbell club, Edinburgh Barbell. So we provide training times, programs, coaching to anyone that wants to do strength sports, or anyone that wants to utilize weight training or utilize strength and power training to help them do whatever they want to do in life. So currently we have 32 members, we have 2 weightlifters, 1 sports athlete, volleyball, and then the rest are all powerlifting. So we have 29 powerlifters on the books. And they're a mixture of abilities, mixture of training histories, but basically we're a big group of lifters, and it's a great place to be, and it's a hugely enjoyable aspect of my life currently. There's really no negatives to it, and it turns a smallish profit. Again, it's enough if needed be, so I could live off it if I needed to. So where I'm going for the rest of 2017, we're opening a gym in Edinburgh. It's going to be a huge lifting gym, basically. The name of the gym is Lift. We are getting towards securing our site. We have planning permission agreed with the Edinburgh Council. We are now going to go through the process of building warrants. So there's a few more lead times before we can announce where we're going to be. But we're getting towards being the stage where we can, one, announce publicly where the gym's going to be, get a timeline to announce an opening date, and then start the process of actually bringing this thing to life. So what we're envisioning, or what we're looking to bring, is a gym like no other within the space. Somewhere where people like me, or people like you who listen to this podcast, a place where you're welcome, a place where you want to be. A gym that values lifters, it values weightlifters, it values powerlifters, it values those who want to train in a serious manner. It values those who aspire to train in a serious manner. It values those who want to come to a gym or a space where you're at the center of attention, where you're welcomed, where you have the equipment, all the equipment you'll ever need, you'll have all the space you'll ever need, and we're not ramming you through the door to try and turn a huge profit. So that's the basic ethos behind the gym, at least from my perspective. And we have we're going to be probably the largest, certainly the largest publicly available lifting gym within the UK. So that's coming in 2017. So that's kind of going to be one of my biggest focuses, one of my biggest pushes, coming up as we go. And I wanted to develop out my online presence. I want to get back into YouTube tutorials. I want to produce more content, more articles. I want to work on a few ebooks. I basically want to start putting out more content, more seminars, reach out to more people, and try to really push lifting, push strength training, and to get my name out there and get out in front of as many people as I can and help them in any way that I can. And that's going to be my main drive and my main passion. What I want to say when you listen to this podcast is, so I'm on the cusp of doing this. I'm moving into probably about 3 weeks of being in between roles where I'm still contracted, I'm still on the books. I'm going to be looking after injured players. But that's only going to be a few hours a day. It's not going to be like the full-time role. Currently, I'm still within a full-time employed role. And as I transition into that, as of next week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be throwing myself headlong into this process. I read a few books recently by a guy called Grant Cardone. They spoke to me very heavily. I really enjoyed them. The two books, the main book really that I would advise that you go check out if you're in a similar kind of mood or a similar kind of thought process, or you're looking to make a change, or you're maybe currently maybe not doing what you could or fulfilling your full potential in any area in your life. The book's called Be Obsessed or Be Average. And it's basically Grant Cardone's manifesto that you need to throw yourself into whatever it is you're doing 100%. It's not a part-time commitment, it's a full-time commitment. He likes to say he works 25/8. He doesn't work 24/7, he works 25/8. Always on the go, always working towards his goal. He likes to say in the current book that I'm reading, Sell or Be Sold, he likes to take massive action. So he wants people to think of him as crazy, think of him as out there. Through the nature of his life, he's constantly working, constantly striving towards his goals. And if anything doesn't jive with what he's thinking, he doesn't pay attention to it, he just jacks it. That for me, that speaks very heavily to me. It was like he's wired into my brain speaking. Now, there's a lot of things that if you wanted to be critical, if you went in wanting to dismiss the whole thing, it's very possible to do so. You could, he's very American, as in he's loud, in your face, talks in black and white, talks in hyperbole. I think he might be a secret Scientologist, so think of that what you may. He's definitely got some ideas and certainly some of the things he was saying about health and fitness and like dietary intake, certainly within the book I'm listening to at the minute, they're completely off base, they're complete bullshit. However, that's not to take away from the central topic, the central drive, which is to actually throw yourself headlong into something and make it your life's work, make it your passion, and just to keep banging your head against the door until that door breaks down, and then go up to the next one and continue to bang your head against it. So that for me is where I'm going to take myself. I'm going to try to just be about it. Get up at 5 o'clock, work every hour that I can pretty much, take a break here and there, but pretty much be on the go not 24/7, be on the go 25/8, and really launch myself into this process and try to bring the gym to life, play my part, make it the best place to train, if not in the UK, the best place to train in the world. Make it like Barbell Brigade on steroids. Make it somewhere that people want to come, people want to travel to, people want to train. I want to train people. I want to make them as strong as possible, fit as possible. I want to provide information for people who are looking to get into this space, and I want to touch as many people as I can in a non-sexual harassment kind of way. I want to be me too. So going forward, I was a little bit guarded in my YouTube presence. A little bit guarded, maybe less so on the articles, a little bit guarded on social media, a little bit guarded on the podcast, but from now on, I'm just going to be me. I'm not going to be pulling punches, I'm not going to be, maybe I shouldn't say this, because maybe this person will think that, or maybe that person will think this. Fuck those people, fuck that person, I'm just basically going to be me. So that means you're going to get my opinions, my thought processes. my passion is going to start coming through on this content. If you haven't felt it already, I really hope you're going to feel it going forward. So I guess this is my manifesto, or my me putting myself out there as to what I intend to do in the future, and how I want to go from the age of 31, having reached maybe not the peak of strength and conditioning, but I certainly reached like a fairly good level of the athletes that I worked with, the money I was earning, the position I was in. There's not a lot of people that reach that level, and to reach the next level of that, it will require sucking the right dick, greasing the right wheels, getting to know the right people, networking. It's not to say that in future I won't go back into strength and conditioning, but certainly it's not on my calendar. It's not on my it's on my horizon in the next 2 to 4 years. I'm going to be about doing what I want to do and delivering things the way I think they should be done. So we'll maybe speak a bit more about that going forward. I'll maybe show up an article, or write some kind of, or put something out there with more detail, or more, give you more of an idea of where I'm going and what I'm trying to do. And one of the things I am going to be doing is I'm going to be putting everything under the Cast Iron Strength brand. Online strength coach, never really took off, never really was anything. So I may utilize the URL and maybe a filter and maybe something down the line. But I am Cast Iron Strength, and that's where you're going to find me from now on. If you want to find me on Facebook, YouTube, that's where you're going to find me. More on that to come, as I start talking about what the market strategy is going to be, what the content strategy is going to be, how everything's going to interlink with each other, and how it's going to be. It's going to be very easy to find me online. It's going to be very easy to find me in Edinburgh. If you want to find me, you want to work with me, I'm going to make it easy for you to find that. Okay, thank you very much for listening. I'm Mark of the Online Strength Coach Podcast, which may now be rebranded the Cast Iron Strength Podcast, or Cast Iron Strength Talk, or something like that. One thing I am going to be doing is I'm going to be re-editing all of the podcasts. I'm going to be paying someone to do an intro, and I'm going to put them all online, on a blog, or on the Cast Iron Strength website, or a subdomain, or wherever, and we're going to get on iTunes finally. So you'll be able to find our back catalogue of 115 shows now. And I'm intending to pick up again, so back to where I was, a minimum of 1 show a week. So as always with this show, if you have any questions, comments you'd like to leave, chuck them below. Thank you very much for listening. If you've been with me from the start, thank you very much. If you're new, appreciate you listening to me. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Catch me on Online Strength Coach on Instagram, Cast Iron Strength on Facebook. Comment, subscribe, shoot me an email, speedpowerperformance.com, speedpowerperformance@gmail.com. I answer every email anyone sends. It might take me a little while because we can have a backlog sometimes, but please feel free to interact. Thank you very much for listening. I've been Mark, and I'll catch you in episode 116 next week. Thank you very much. Goodbye.